Okay, so in this video, I'm going to walk you through building some of these. I'm going to build, let's see, what am I going to build? I'll build J because it's easy. And I'm looking for another easy one, a B. Okay, yeah, I'll do J and B. So here I'm going to focus on measurements and guides, right? And views. So there's a lot of different things that are being presented in here, but I'm really going to slow down, I think, when I do the measurements and the guides. The first thing I need to make sure is that I'm in top view. Top view. So you can see that I'm in top view because you can see these all of these axes. I'm going to get the rectangle tool. You can also see that I've already made sure that I'm in the meters. I can change to millimeters just to make my life a little bit easier, or I can stick with meters, whichever one works for you. I think meters in this case will be just fine because you are working with meters. So I'm going to click and drag, and I can click to finish and then type 3,3. Now notice that's happening down here, 3,3. I'm telling it to be 3 meters by 3 meters. So hit enter, and there it is. And I can zoom in. Now I can get my push-pull, click and pull up, and type in 3 meters. Okay. Now, let me show you something real fun here. If I go back to my rectangle tool, and I'm going to make another one, right? Set 3,3. I got my other 3, square. If I grab my push-pull button here, and I double click on the face, it will automatically pop to the last push-pull distance that I used. So over here, I used a push-pull of 3 meters. So when I double click on this, it's going to be 3 meters. Watch down here and see what happens. Ah, crash and burn. What happened? Don't you love technology? It went the wrong way. Okay, so I'm going to undo. I got to make sure that I'm in the right direction. And let's see if it does it. Oh, it's always going to go backwards. All right. So if I had made sure that I was in the right, let's try it again. Okay. I can see that I'm in the top view here, 3,3, enter. Okay. And then I'm going to get my push-pull and see, because the last direction and the distance, let's see if it works. Fingers crossed. Double click. Not sure why it's always going down. It shouldn't go down. It should go up. Oh, you know why? No, it should. No. Yeah, that's weird. Not sure why it's doing that. A double click. See if it does it right for you. Okay, so hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're recording now. Sorry, my son called and I had to answer that. Yeah, so I'm not sure why it's going down. I wonder. Oh, well, there we go. I guess that's interesting, isn't it? So it's going up now. So obviously we don't want it to be 3 by 3 by 6. So I'm going to undo those. That's different. I'm not used to that. Okay. I'm also going to get into top view because it just makes it easier for me to do some selecting here. I'm going to get my selection tool. I'm going to select some objects and get rid of those. So they're in my way. Okay, so orbit. And I'm hitting the mouse. So there's orbit, and I'm accidentally hitting left mouse button at the same time. So that's a pan. Isn't that neat? All right, so I'll do B first. Okay, and I've demonstrated this in class. So orbit a little bit more. Okay, so we know that it's 3 equal parts. 3 equal parts. There's 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter. This is 1 meter. And if that's 1 meter, then this has got to be 2 meters. Do you see that? Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to get my tape measure, T. All right, and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to at least go up. And I try to avoid these designated points. Midpoint, end point. I really try to make sure I'm on edge. Do you see that? So up, hit 1, enter. That got me 1 meter. See? It's being a little wonky over there, but that's good. Come over here to edge, this way, 1 meter. Okay. Now I'm going to get my line tool, L, and I'm going to click release, and now I'm waiting for the X to pop. Click release, waiting for that X to pop, click release. So now I have some geometry. Drawing that lines created geometry, which allows me to use my push-pull to get rid of parts if you in this situation. So see how it has 2 different parts now. Take and push, and I'm waiting to get rid of it. Sometimes it's going to do that. I'm going to undo. Sometimes if I let go of it, it's okay. I can keep going. I keep going. Okay, just keep going until you see how it changes color and you can get rid of it. Okay. Now, if I zoom out, you can see those guides go for infinity. They go forever and ever and ever. Okay. I'm going to erase E. I'm going to erase those 2 guides because they're going to be in my way. I'm going to go back to tape measure. Again, I'm going to make sure that I'm on edge. I'm going to go to 1 meter. I was hoping it would pop, but it's not popping yet. So let's see. Get away from that. Click here. Type in 1, enter. Okay, and then I got to do the same thing here. I want to watch out. I don't want on the middle. Now I could zoom in, and I can get away from that if I wanted. So I can do it over here if I want it. Click. Notice that it's green. The line is green. That's important to notice those inferring thing. So it's telling me that I am moving that plane along the green axis. I need to do that because my orientation is in the green axis. Okay. So I'm going to go, it's still not doing it. 1 meter. So now here we're going to get a little tricky. Let's see if we can get this to work. I'm going to go from this intersection up to that intersection. Now I want to make it stay green. Do you see that? Do you see that? Click. Oh, so that's annoying. Let me see what's going on there. So sometimes if I don't understand what's happening, I'll undo and redo it and pay more attention to the things that are occurring. So I'm clicking and releasing. Click and releasing. Now you notice how it doesn't have an additional line on there. Did you see that? I don't have a line. No line. That's because it's an actual intersection. It stops. Okay, it stops. So I need to click here. Now watch this on how this works. Stay green. Click. Notice how I have that new line. I have that new line because it's not actually hitting an intersection. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. I want it to understand. I'm trying to get it to see if it will do it. I'm going to orbit a little bit. See? Oh, it's being stubborn. It should. I'm going to escape, and I'm going to go from this direction to this. Okay. Do you see how it got that red line there? Can you see that red? See how it's red in there? And I got that green, right? I'm zooming out, and now I get that red line. Okay. Get my push-pull. And I can do this in 2 or 3 different ways if I wanted to. I'm going to zoom out. I can, what did I forget to do? I forgot that line. Get my line tool, come down, make sure I get the intersection, get my push-pull. I can push, okay, that way if I wanted. Oh, I can pull it out. I'm going to escape because I never finished. Push this way. Okay, I'm going to escape because I never finished. Now, can I do it from the bottom? No, I need to draw those geometries, this part, these lines right here, to get that. So I can't do it 3 ways, but I can do it 2 different ways, this way and this way. Let's go this way. Okay, so I have that. There we go. What else do I need to do for B? That's it. I'm going to erase this, this, this. And what else do I need to do? When you make something like this, am I going to know exactly what it is? Maybe, but that's not what we do, right? What do? We label our problems, okay? So I'm going to come in here to the push, it's under the rectangle tool. Get my font. This is B. And I can change all this if I want, but I don't really. I'm going to hit OK. And there's my B. And there I put my B on there. Okay. B. All right. I think, let's talk a little bit about dimensions, because this is where I'm going to come in and take your file and I'm going to measure things. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to measure this. I'm going to come in here and measure this. I'm going to come in here and measure this. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm going to measure this. I'm going to measure, I'm always going for the oddball measure right there. Measure, excuse me. Measure. Okay, so what I do, I'm getting tired, sorry. What I do is I'll load up your file and then I literally go and work my way through every single thing that you created with the measurements and talk to you as I'm grading it. Usually it's about 10 minutes, maybe 15. It depends on how, typically if you are nailing down the measurements in the beginning, you get lazy, right? You kind of stop checking your measurements because we all get lazy. So I check them all. Sometimes I might skip 1 or 2, but not usually. Okay, so that's everything. I talked about how to make your cubes. I'm not going to make the C one or the J one. I talked about guides and I talked about measurements. Okay, so now we got to save this. So save. I thought it had some settings. No, it should have been saving it all along, but it's not. I think that's it. That's good enough for now. Excellent. It's a little long, but you'll survive.